So, it is time for the final battle of the Daein Liberation Army, the Dawn Brigade, and the final battle against Jarod and his occupying army. Now, there's one very important thing about Jarod, but I will be pointing that out when we get to the chapter itself, because it's not as visible on the map screen alone. So here's Jarod. His stats are the same as they were in the last chapter, except now he has a short spear, so he can counterattack at any range. Micaiah needs to be very careful of that, and his concoction, which you can just easily steal with Soth, so I'm probably going to do that. Other dangerous enemies include this Meteor guy up here. Meteor isn't as powerful as it was in Path of Radiance, but with the effectiveness bonus being triple might instead of double, you will need to be careful of Volug up there. We also have some other mages here, a couple of regular enemies. This guy has a Stulgrutlands. Yeah, and decent speed, actually. We've got quite a few enemies. I believe this... Yeah, that guy has chest keys. He's kind of far from the chest, but he does have chest keys. You'll also need to watch out for this guy, because he can get height advantage over your Wolf Lagoos if you let him. Speaking of height advantage, there's a lot of opportunities for that in this chapter. As you can see, this is a very tiered map. So... there's going to be a lot of height bonuses in play. We also have a bunch of armors who have several different types of weapons. All the enemies here are decently leveled. Quite a lot of them have Thunder Affinity to match the map affinity, and as you can see here, so does Jarod. And there are also a lot of chests, so Soth is going to be busy. But let me just see, do I have any spare chest keys in my convoy? I do, okay. I have a fully fresh chest key as well, so who should take that? I might actually have Nyla take that, wherever she is. Okay, she's right at the bottom of the list for some reason. So yeah, you're going to go ahead and take that chest key, because I don't want you to fight that much, but I might have you fight a few things here. So you'll take the chest key, and apart from that, the door key might not be a bad idea either, even though, so there is a door later on this map. I personally like to jump up these ledges and just circumvent the door entirely. Either that, or have the Black Knight bash down the door, which is always fun, and presumably will make the enemies just completely freak out. So let's choose our characters here. We are only required to bring these 3, but like I said in the last part, you want to bring the Black Knight here if you're on a second playthrough, because it's required to unlock a special scene, and it's also required to unlock the second playthrough exclusive character. That's a bit of a mouthful. So as for everyone else, Morim and Vika are actually pretty useful here. This is one of the last times they will be useful, but I might not end up bringing them, sadly, because I actually really want to bring Laura, and I also really want to bring Jill and Nyla. Again, Nyla's not necessary here, but she does kind of help, and having both Edward and Zehak is normally really useful, but I might have to drop Zehak here, because I want to focus on the people that I'm going to be training for Part 3. And yeah, Tormod can be relatively useful here as well, but Vika, I kind of like Vika, and giving her a bit more use here would be nice too. Decisions. Tormod can be useful, though I kind of like to keep some people back, because there will be reinforcements coming from our starting point eventually. So, let's arrange ourselves. Definitely want Edward and Nolan to lead the pack here, though Edward's going to be spending most of this chapter manning these ledges and taking out reinforcements that spawn from the starting position. Jill probably needs to go kind of forward. I don't really need the Black Knight to be really far forward. Because, yeah, I'm not going to be using him that much. The only real reason I'm bringing him here is because I have to. He also has a very awesome boss conversation with Jarod, though I'll be sure to battle save before showing that. Okay, as for everyone else's positions, technically Laura can probably stay back a bit, and having Raphael deploy relatively far forward might not be a bad idea, because I don't have celerity on him in this run, and yeah, I'm used to doing this chapter with celerity on him. But, let's see, I think that's a decent, although I don't really want Tormod over there. I'll probably put Nyla there. Just trying to think, because I might want to try and chant for 4 people on the first turn. We'll see how this goes. I think that's a decent starting position. Let's go ahead and save, and get ready for the final battle. Let's begin the final battle. Of Part 1, that is. So, the moment that I have someone fight something, we're gonna see why this chapter is so annoying. So, 88 accuracy, I know I'm in worse biorhythm, but 88 accuracy and a 70 hit rate on the enemy with weapon trial disadvantage, that seems kind of weird. That's because Jarod has something really annoying going for him. He has 3-star Authority. Authority stars give +5 accuracy and evasion to all soldiers of the same affiliation as the commander who has them. So in this case, everyone on the field is getting +15 accuracy and evasion as long as Jarod is alive, which is really, really frustrating. Now, thankfully, Nolan here is in good biorhythm, so that mitigates the effects of it a little bit. And here's where forged weapons with higher accuracy really come into play, because that takes the edge off of this chapter a little. It does get extremely annoying. Especially because, like, you'll be having accuracies in the 70s against a lot of these enemies, sometimes even in the 60s. Supports help too, as you can see here. Notice the massive difference in the enemy's hit rate just from the support. Well, that's partly because Nolan has Earth Affinity, but still. Yeah. That's one really annoying thing about this chapter. I have already failed this chapter once thanks to getting unlucky with accuracy. So, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Now, let's see, I think I'll have... Yeah, Aran will go down here. Probably better to chant for Soth than for Micaiah. Jill will go here. Nyla's gonna start heading up here, because she needs to climb up these ledges quickly with Pass. Also, blocking off this archer from getting to Edward is not a bad idea either. And, well, at least I can heal someone with Laura here. Later in this chapter, I may have to use a Recover Staff, because, normally you get Recover so late in the Fire Emblem game that you already have so much magic on your healers that you don't really need it. But here, getting it when Laura's magic is still pretty low is going to help quite a bit. Okay, there's a Myrmidon over there. Let's see if I can't take him out with... Actually, no, wait. First, I'm going to have Soth try and dagger him. This is the best accuracy I have, unfortunately. So, you might miss a lot of attacks here. I love that quick jump that Soth does to get off the floor there. Yeah, even with Aran and Weapon Triangle, I still only have an 80 hit rate with a Forged Lance. Like I was saying... Yeah, of course, in my practice run, everything went perfectly smoothly here. This is also why I brought a Javelin on Jill, though it's not quite enough damage. Because, yeah, might actually be helpful here. Although I sort of want to kill off that guy. Normally I like to have Jill fly up here and take this guy out with Wormclaw, but I might not be able to do that. There's also a sword armor in front of Nolan here, so he's not going to be doing that well against it. Thought as much. Maybe I should have brought a better axe on Jill. Which means, yeah, I kind of have to do this, and I like having Jill fly up the ledges, so this is a problem. The hammer doesn't do very well against the armor knights because they have swords. Of course, again! Thank you, 3-star authority on Jarod. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to be this disgruntled all the time, it's just that this gets really, really annoying, just having to constantly adapt to your accuracy being terrible. Oh, right, yeah, the Black Knight and Micaiah have a talk conversation. Someone would like to have Volug climb up here. But yeah, I normally make much more progress on turn 1 than this. This guy just decides to be a complete jerk, but thankfully he attacks someone who has good accuracy against him. So that's something at least. And you jump down from there. I'm going to need to kill you though, otherwise Raphael might be in danger. Speaking of Raphael though, he will mean that we can kill off these two enemies and then have Raphael chant for everyone and get them moving. So I should hopefully be making progress next turn. And this is exactly why I like having Pass on Nyla. So you might be wondering, why is it so important that Nyla gets through these enemies? Well, you'll see at the end of this enemy phase, and yeah, these guys are sword armors, so I mean, Nolan's still doing decently well, but... And I don't think Resolve's going to help him very much here. Because because he probably would have been doubling anyway, but it is going to help his accuracy. And that's why I like having Pass on Nyla. So 2 thieves spawn here, and they're going to be going for those chests. They're also going to try and climb this ledge if they can. And Pass Nyla, I find, has the best chance of stopping them before they get away. I usually don't like using Nyla to fight things, but here I may have no other choice. Just gonna get rid of you so there's less enemies to deal with. Not that I really need to, because Nyla can just pass right through you with her pass skill, but I want to make sure that I can get to these thieves quickly. And Edward can't climb up to attack you. So, can Volug kill this guy? Because there is a Fire Mage up there. No, Volug cannot kill that guy. Which is not good, because the Fire Mage will then attack him, and then this guy will probably... Actually, if he's sandwiched between 2 wolves, that's a weird sentence. But if he is, he won't be able to shoot anyone unless Edward goes there. So I guess I can do this. I should also mention the Fire Mage up there is one of the few things in this chapter that can actually damage Nyla, if he has height bonus. If he doesn't have height bonus, he has like a 9 hit rate on her, so he's not going to damage her. Or at least not going to be very likely to damage her. Speaking of height bonus, I can actually do this, and this might help me later on in the map. Yeesh, height bonus, and you're suffering a height penalty and you still have a 47 hit rate on me? Yeah, Jarod's authority is really annoying. There is something that I can mention about authority now, though. And that is that I haven't talked about it yet because it wasn't relevant for us at all, because Micaiah being only a reluctant leader of the army and pretty much just being a figurehead, she has no authority stars. But we do have someone on our side who does have authority. Nyla is a queen, so it makes sense that she has some. She has 3 authority stars, and guess what? They do absolutely nothing. So, unlike genealogy, in this game, authority stars only do something if you're a commander. And because Nyla is never going to be the commander of your army, her authority stars are completely pointless. They're just there for flavor. Which is kind of sad, but it's true. So, that is one kind of annoying thing about authority in this game. Does Fanny ever? No, it doesn't have a high hit rate. We will eventually be getting commanders, like, the most consistent commander we have with decent authority has 3-star authority. And yeah, I don't really like having Micaiah fight much things here because she's already level capped. But yeah, the most consistent authority bonus we'll be getting in this game is 3 stars. There is a commander with 4-star authority, but... yeah, I guess I can get Laura down there. I wonder if I can have Jill. I mean, Jill's not really going to be that effective in this situation, but she can at least try, and she does have Paragon, so her attack and something's probably better than nothing. At the very least, she'll get 2 experience out of the deal. And I thought so, but the main reason why I'm doing this is to potentially get Jill into chanting range. I can't call it Canto anymore, because it's not Canto. And I saw that double miss coming, but Aran should be able to finish you off. Yeah, there we go, so now I can chant for everyone there. Not making nearly as much progress as I hoped I would, but it should be fine. There are going to be some reinforcements spawning from our starting position, but Edward will handle them. Thanks to his height bonuses. And let's... I don't really want to send Soph down there just yet. Firstly, I'll have Raphael chance. And now I think I'll... Yeah, Recover will fully... Although Men will fully heal you too. Men looks pretty cool in this game, I will admit. And I guess Jill can use a healing item if she has one. Yeah, she does. So that guy's also an axe arm. Yeah, that guy's an axe arm, so Nolan might do decently, but he generally tends to stay in his place there, so let's just equip a hand axe just in case. But for now, not really going to do much there. I kind of like having Jill go up on the ledges, but let's see if... none of the mages can attack her, that's probably fine. Probably don't need to use a healing item on Jill just yet. And Soth is going to... I also like having him climb up the ledges. Yeah, Concoction is overkill at this point. have to be careful of Micaiah down here too, because there's going to be fighter reinforcements spawning from there relatively soon, and I learned the hard way that they're actually a pretty big threat to Micaiah. Tormod, yeah, Tormod's going to just go this way. I might need him later, and the Black Knight's going to go up here, because I might need him later. And you guys are exactly why I want Nyla to be able to pass. Yeah, that is bad. And this guy has a physics staff. Unfortunately, this isn't Path of Radiance, so I can't just steal that. And there's a group of reinforcements. Wow, barely anyone else moved. Interesting. Okay, then. I probably want to get rid of you this turn, and I'm not sure how effective I'm going to be in... Actually, Nolan is doing a decent job. Or I could try for Thani, but... Well, Micaiah's not being doubled by something. And yeah, I know how I said I don't like having Micaiah fight because he's not getting experience, but if I break through you, then I can send Nolan and Aran up and fight the other enemies up there. On that floor, so that's going to get me to make a bit of progress. This chapter is all about just consistently making progress, climbing up these floors, and fighting enemies along the way. Aran can't quite get where I want him to, because he does one-shot a lot of those mages, and Nolan actually does too, with the right weapons he does. That's not exactly the best, and that's a wind edge, so Nolan won't do that well there, but... Let me... I think I'm going to take you out now. Alright, you need to be careful when you're up here, because there is an archer with a longbow, and he can actually get to Nolan, which is not good. You need to be especially careful with Micaiah versus that archer. I love that animation. It's pretty much a callback to the warrior criticals from the GBA games, where they turn into Taz, the Tasmanian Devil. You know what? I kind of want to kill that mage now, because I feel like Nolan has less chance of dying if I kill that mage. See, normally I would have Nyla kill a thief this turn, but Nyla's going to be getting both of them anyway. And yeah, as you can see, their hit rates are nothing against Nyla if they don't have high bonus. I said in her bio that Nyla is essentially a panic button if you have no other option. In this case, I feel like Nolan will probably die if I didn't kill that mage, so... My tents got screwed up there for a little bit, but you get the idea. Huh. This is really silly, but this could work. It's a waste of experience, but anything to have the thieves gone. Yeah, see this guy? This guy is really annoying to fight. I do not like that guy. Thankfully, you can't climb up and attack Nolan or anything, but yeah, now is probably a good time for Vold to use a concoction. Yes, let's go for concoction on Volub, otherwise I'm in serious trouble. Finally get to see it heal the full amount of HP. So these guys, what I like to do with these guys is move Edward into a position where they are forced to attack him when he has height bonus. And then Edward just pretty much kills them all. Like, they stand absolutely no chance, so... Gonna go ahead and do that. Laura can't exactly catch up at this point, can she? You know what? I think I'll actually do this. Heal you. So I really want Jill to be up there too, and also Tormod. Tormod helps as well. Sadly, this may be the last time that Tormod is useful. And I was just thinking that, yeah, well, about time you actually gain stats that are useful to you. But I was just thinking about how else can attack you from there. It is a bit of a waste of experience because Tormod's not someone that I really want to be fighting with in the long term, but you might want to do this, because I want to clear the way. There are going to be some very, very annoying fighter reinforcement. They actually cost me my last attempt at this chapter. So, I'm going to get my revenge on them this time, hopefully. One of them happened to spawn with Best Biorhythm, and that combined with Jared's Authority meant that I double missed him with both Jill and Tormod, and then bad things happened. So, hopefully that won't happen this time. And yeah, Soph, I think, is just going to keep climbing. he going to go for that chest? Yeah, I think Soph is going to go for that chest. I normally like to have Nyla go for these chests with her chest key. So I think Soph will head this way now. Alright, and we can also talk to the Black Knight with Soph. He really does not like this guy being here. I'll be sure to show the Black Knight's conversation with Micaiah later on. And again, Soph's catchphrase. Well, if Soph was in a different class, maybe he could do that, but unfortunately, he's not really the best at surpassing people in this game in general. Okay, so you guys are all gonna move, and you're gonna... last time you climbed that ledge. The thieves are a little erratic in their movement sometimes. I like the candles in the battle background here. That seems like a random thing to focus on, and... dang it, didn't want you to do that, but oh well. One less enemy, I guess. My fur is harder than steel! There are a lot of classes that just look silly when they're taking no damage, but Wolves are one of them. I really, really don't like you. As you can tell. And reinforcement time. So, Nolan being weakened, fighting these guys. Okay, thankfully neither of you spawned with good biorhythm. But yeah, you can tell why I hate biorhythm in this game so much. When it's normally not that bad, but when it's stacked with authority stars. See, also, I can probably move Edward into a decent position where not many things can attack him without height bonus. Which, yes, includes climbing up an extra level, which is something that I really like having Edward do. However, if I do that, I will need to move Volg away from there, because if there's somebody who can't counterattack in range of those mages, they'll go for the one who can't counterattack. So I could actually have Edward do this. Okay, that's really bad. I just realized, are any of you guys in good... some of you are in good biorhythm. Sometimes Edward can get hit, even with, height bonus because of Jared's authority. And you know what? I don't like doing this, but I feel like I might have to. I'd normally risk Edward fighting this guy, but I just don't want him to get hit by any of the, If it weren't for the authority bonus, I'd do it, but because of authority... That archer from before had a 47 hit rate against Edward with height bonus, so... That's a risk that I really don't want to take. So Edward's going to go there, and Soph now, he can grab this chest. In this chest we get... the first of a very interesting set of items. So this is a Reaper card. No, this is not Persona 3 Shuffle Time. It will not summon the Reaper, don't worry. This does exactly what it says on the tin. It lets non-magic users do a magical attack. It's not counted as a weapon. You actually have to use this from your items menu. It'll do a magic attack using your magic stat and 8 might. The reason why these things are so infamous is because they are that aforementioned way that herons can actually fight in this game. So, yeah, herons, it's a complete violation of the law because herons are meant to be pacifists, but they can still fight if it's by using cards. It's really not that helpful except just for the meme factor, and at this point Raphael's magic is so low he's not going to be doing very much damage with it anyway, but it's funny sometimes. And I will show it at least once because I feel like no Radiant Dawn playthrough is complete without doing that. Herons being able to attack with magic cards actually results in something kind of silly happening in a later boss fight, and I do mean a much, much, much later boss fight. It's really, really late into the game, and I feel like to get the biggest benefit out of this, I'm going to have Aran attack here. But yeah, let's just say there's a special boss conversation later on where the developers didn't exactly take into account Heron's abilities to attack with cards, so funny things happened in that conversation. Still don't like you, but... Oh yeah, I need to make sure that you die before I think about doing anything with Micaiah. And unfortunately, Nolan can't, do anything involving killing that guy without potentially risking the wrath of that annoying longbowman. how much hit do you have against... pretty decent. Okay, so step 1... Again, I don't like having to do this because I'd rather my main fighters get the experience, but... Edward, Nolan, and Jill are all promoted. That's usually fine for part 3, I find, and Aran is a bonus. I'll hopefully be getting a little more experience here, but... Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and use Sacrifice on Nolan. No experience, because she's already level capped, and I could steal your heal staff with Soft, but instead I'm just going to smash you. Also, funny thing, as you can see there, Physic actually has an increased critical rate. Yeah, I'd rather go for the absolute guarantee. Not this is an absolute guarantee, but if I hit either one of these, this guy's gone. Several staves in this game have high crit rates, which is kind of silly, but for the most part, they don't really do much, because a critical rate means nothing if you're going to be doing 0 damage anyway. Which is something that we might end up seeing later in this chapter if, Okay, good. You're out of range of Nolan. This guy has a killing edge, but he does no damage to Aran, so, like I said, a crit rate means nothing if you're not doing any damage in the first place. Only getting a 1-chant with Raphael, I always call him Racing there, is not that useful, but I'll still take it. That's not good. You're in best biorhythm as well as having high bonus. But let me just quickly check. I can't quite get Aran into range of that Myrmidon. But I can at least... Actually, no, wait. You're going to stay there and attack Tormod, aren't you? Like, there's no way you're not going to stay there and attack Tormod. And now Nyla will just kill this thief, and unfortunately it'll probably result in her killing this Armor Knight as well. But that's fine. I could use Glare, but no. I just want to get rid of these thieves. So now you can finally see the thief battle animations, and you never get a generic thief in this game, and I find that really a shame because generic thieves look really cool. But every thief you get in this game is a pre-promote, so you'll never see that just awesome cloak animation on your side. I love how generic first-tier thieves look in this game. Wow, okay, a height bonus and a support, that's amazing. Unfortunately, Edward wasn't quite one-shotting there, but he still effortlessly one-rounds these guys if he has height bonus. This is why I like having Edward man these ledges, as you can probably tell. Zehawk does an equally good job too. This is also another reason why I love wind edges. Okay, speed would have been nice, but strength is good too. It's only 3 more strength level ups until he caps it though. That is a problem. Edward could definitely surpass the Swordmaster strength count, but... And weapon level up. That is going to be very useful, because in part 3, I said that I wanted Edward to get an S rank in swords before 313. There's a very good reason for that. There's a very, very strong sword we'll be getting in that chapter, and I love having Edward use it. And like I said, yeah, that Armor Knight's probably going to suicide himself, but it's fine. At this point, I'm not going to have Nyla fight very much. I'm going to have her open chest. In fact, at this point, I can probably just untransform her. Just to reduce the chances of her killing things. Even though she probably will still kill things, even untransformed. I also want to try and demo Glare at some point. Because Glare is kind of funny. I hate that archer. Okay, things are going a lot better than they did in my first run this time. And Aran can climb up there, which is nice. So let's go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, Nox doesn't do quite enough to kill you, but as I said before, a high crit rate doesn't matter when you're doing no damage to begin with. Still glad to see the killing edge in Smash Brothers. I didn't realize, and case in point, high crit rate means nothing if you're not doing any damage. But yeah, I'd still actually really like to... Yeah, I find it kind of interesting that was the first instance of... Jill is not doing as well on the HP front as she normally is, but... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... That's interesting, you can't sacrifice when you're on 1 HP. Didn't realize that, but yeah, I said many times before that it's impossible for Micaiah to kill herself with sacrifice. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's the first item representation that Fire Emblem's got in Smash Brothers, which is interesting. Yeah, let's just get that poison off of you for now. Because that may come back to bite me later if I leave you poisoned. And this is what I have the Javelin for. Now let's just hope that it actually hits. We also get to see her victory animation with the javelin, which looks really cool. You won't get to see the full thing unless she levels up, but I like how she spins it around like that. Alright, now I think I'll have Nolan climb up here too. So, we're currently on this floor, which is good. Well, I guess I can do that. Just to get a 3 chant, even though it's not entirely necessary. I'm going to leave Edward down here because there is going to be another batch of that exact same group of reinforcements later on, so he's going to deal with that. And the black, well, I'll get anywhere at this point, but I'm going to leave Edward up here for now. In fact, if I have Edward go here, there's no way he won't get height bonuses on the enemies, which is amazing. And there is a single lance guy up here. Yeah, be careful around this ledge, even though some of the enemies just can't quite jump down there. Nyla will, yeah, she'll just head towards the other chests. I kind of like to petrify that guy. Also, watch out for this guy. I like to lure him down here, so that involves, let me just get rid of your rangers just so I can demonstrate my point. That involves putting someone there, there, or there. That forces him to jump down here, and then he doesn't get his height bonus, and then I can easily finish him off. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go there, so that he doesn't get shot by the annoying longbow archer. Micaiah's making progress, which is good because this is a Siege chapter. Sometimes I forget this is a Siege chapter. There are so few Siege chapters in Radiant Dawn. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I'll definitely take that because the Siege victory condition is kind of abused. Like, not abused, but it's overused in a lot of Fire Emblems. Fire Emblem 6. That would have been a lot less annoying if you had a better Lord in that game, but we all know how I feel about Roy by now. I'm making decent time in this chapter, which is good. I've heard stories about people spending hours on this map. And hello there, Mermaid on Reinforcements. This is also why I brought a Javelin on Jill. That's kind of alliteration, but anyway. Speaking of Javelins. Okay, Aran does double one of them. I think I'll go for that one. And I could have had Aran Javelin the Soldier, but let's see. Yeah, Armor Knights I'm pretty sure are immune to the tripping animations, but Halberdiers are not, and that just reminds me of another... I know I referenced that a lot lately, but I discovered that show a couple of years ago, and I think it's amazing. But yeah, Critical Role, that just reminds me of that. No one will really get this out of context, but during one of the charity episodes, Matt just made me break down laughing by... It's impossible to understand this without the context, but being forced to sing "The gibbering mouther is immune to prone," and that just completely broke me. I think I was in tears laughing at that. But again, that makes no sense without context, and giving you the context would spoil the joke of that. I feel like I really shouldn't spoil anything in that charity special, because the whole thing is just absolutely hysterical, and anyway, that's beside the point here. The point now is to finish off these guys, and I guess I can... Wait a minute. I'm directly adjacent to you, aren't I? Thought I wasn't, but I am, so I might as well just go for the Iron Axe. This will be level 3 for Nolan, which will be nice. Though I'd appreciate more level ups on Jill. I usually like to have her fly up the ledge and fight the armors up here. Yay, magic on Nolan. A lot of people pointed out how he gains 2 magic on promotion, but it at least does make him, well, it means imbued. See, look, he's 1 point off from being capped on magic, and 5 points healed by imbue is probably better than renewal at this point, although his HP is decently high. Though it's not, like, the best by warrior HP standards. So Aran and Jill could take this side. With full HP, Jill's usually fine up here, or she can just hit and run up this ledge with her hand axe.
Do I try and fight you with the... well, I mean, you're not really doing much damage to me. And now I'm thinking that Nolan and Nyla will go the right-hand side and open those chests. I like having Nolan go on the right-hand side because there's these three guys and they just get completely destroyed by him. And Nyla has chest keys, and then I guess Soth will open these two chests up here. And yeah, the fact that there even are chests in this chapter is pretty much definitive proof that we'll be seeing the Dawn Brigade again after this. Because why would they give you items if they wouldn't give you a chance to use them? Reminds me of that one thing in Tales of Symphonia where they make it look like a character is going to be leaving your party permanently, but oh look, they just learned a new skill! While they give a character a new skill if they weren't going to be playable ever again. Yeah, there's actually another... There's a lot of cases of that in many games, admittedly. Like, how... And that's a spoiler. Anyway. Thinking of a lot of things that are spoilers in this part. So, my plan here is to actually attack from both sides, like climbing up these ledges, and just completely ignoring this door. That's what I like to do. Now, as soon as you get decently close to this area, 3 more Armor Knights will spawn near Jarod. But that's nothing that we can't handle. Well, hopefully nothing that we can't handle. I really wish Jill had gained more strength, but we'll see how she goes soon enough. Laura's at least getting a good workout for healing experience. And Edward will just stay there. Okay, we've now approached meteor range. Thankfully, you didn't go for Volug, because that would have been stupid of me to leave him in range of that, because he would probably die at this HP threshold. And that's why I left Edward where he is. There's Renewal. So, yeah, here's the meteor guy. He is kind of annoying. But he doesn't usually move, I find. Now let's just see. You're actually a Lance Armor. That's very good for me. But that'll take Jill 5 spaces, so she won't actually be able to Canto out of range. So I could instead... I mean, hopefully I can hit and run like this. I don't think there's a Thunder Mage there, but I could be wrong. That was unlucky. Okay, Jill... Well, in fact, if Jill gets hit by Meteor even one... In fact, Jill might have been able to hit you and then Canto back down here. Sometimes ledges are confusing whether they count as terrain or not. Don't even want to be getting height bonus here. Oh, you're both Lance Armors. That's even better. I can just pick you off with Jill at my leisure. Yeah, a leisure is... yeah, it's pronounced leisure for Australians, and I think for in British pronunciation as well. Not leisure like it is in America. I don't exactly want to lure this guy down with Nyla, because then she'd probably be forced to kill him, and then that means not a lot of experience for everyone else, so I'm going to send Nolan down. Actually, wait, no, if I lure you down with Nyla this turn, I can have Nolan get you next turn. Let's open this chest. A Speed Wing. Again, why would they give you stat boosters if this is the last time you'd ever see the Dawn Brigade? Hint, hint. Laura doesn't get killed by Meteor, does she? No, she doesn't. Still, I don't really want to take my chances. I think I'm going to have Soth and Aran stay around here. Yeah, thankfully there are no Thunder Mages over here. There are Thunder Mages next to the boss, but I can just hand axe them from these ledges, which is what I like doing, because they don't really like to move very much. Okay, question is... Okay, I might actually go for this. I really hope that doesn't come back to bite me. And yeah, this is actually one of the first cases of ambush spawning reinforcements in this game. Reinforcements that can move on the turn they arrive. They instantly spawn from there the moment that you enter that floor, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. May need Tormod here later. I wonder if I have Volod go here, if he can be a magnet for... I was about to say bolting. I'm used to saying bolting magnet because you need bolting magnets quite a lot in the GBA games, but I hope that draws the fire away from, and also Micaiah has absolutely no risk whatsoever from Meteor. Even if she sacrifices herself down to 12 HP. She is at no risk from Meteor because it's only going to do like 2 damage. Guess I can show another conversation here. Oh, this is actually different. If the Black Knight is the one who initiates the conversation. No, don't do that, because that will mean that we don't get any experience from this. Oh, this is actually a really important line to get. I won't say anything more here. I will say, though, that the first time I played Radiant Dawn, that line actually really red-herringed me as to the Black Knight's identity. Guess I can mention this. I'm normally pretty good at guessing plots in games, but my initial guess for who the Black Knight was turned out to be wrong. Of course, massive spoilers. I won't explain what my guess was until we get to the very end of the game, but I'll be sure to explain that. Yeah, all of you are just going to be free experience for Edward at this point, and yeah, you're all going to be heading over here, so I'm hoping Aran's defense is good enough to tank most of the physical hits, and nice one! That was a pretty good dodge, and that was a really good critical, even though... Ah, that was a shame. That could have been really awesome if that had hit. Because I really did not expect Aran to be the one to take out that axe armor. And technically the official name is Armored Axe, but everyone just calls them Sword, Armor, Lance Armor, and Axe Armor because they sound a little bit less stupid, even though they still sound kind of stupid. Well, that's annoying. Forgot you could do that. That's a weird way to level up. No strength again. Wow, really? At least she's getting a lot of defense. That is a very strange way to level up, though. Didn't expect you to level up from that, of all things. Expected you to level up from Meteor, honestly. Nice dodge there. Aran's being pretty good at dodging here. Really? I can't double an Armor Knight with a Steel Lance? Huh. That's kind of strange. Wow. Aran is turning into a complete monster at this point. He may even get MVP in this chapter. Of course, won't know who's in. And that, my magnet strategy worked. Nice. And he dodged anyway. Yeah, we won't know who's getting MVP until part 3. That ledge is starting to get very crowded. I have no words. I just don't have anything to say here. And that's a really good level up, too. I seriously have no words. Ugh. Yeah, Aran could have hit that guy, but why am I complaining? Like, Aran was already amazing in that last phase. Okay, this is not good. Thankfully, there is a spot for Aran to go there, but... yeah, I kind of need to heal him. Because otherwise, you could just Meteor. It's funny, like, the AI could easily have killed Aran if they targeted with Meteor, so I guess the AI's whole go for what can kill thing doesn't apply, Actually, what am I thinking? I can just have Aran go here and use a vulnerary. As for Jill... I don't like you at all, and I need to be careful, otherwise a whole bunch of enemies could end up jumping down this ledge, which would not end well because I have some pretty vulnerable people here. As I said though, Jill getting a strength suit is not really the end of the world, because once she caps defense and speed, I can easily use bonus experience to cap her strength. It'll just set her back, like, early-ish, like, you know, now. I don't think Raphael can chant for you, and if I leave you up here, I feel like you might die to some of the enemies. Okay, that's a hand axe. I don't really want Volg to jump up here either, but I sort of want to keep... Actually, no, wait, what the heck am I thinking? If I do that, then if Volg gets Meteored, then he'll just die to these armors, so nope, not doing that, obviously. Is that the best hit rate Soph has? Actually, who can Raphael... Raphael can't reach many people here. Okay, first things first, though, let's just take this guy. Screw you, Jared's authority bonus combined with biorhythm. That is why this chapter is really frustrating. These guys can actually end up getting height bonus on you, so just be careful, but... Wow, that's annoying. That is really annoying. Yeah, Nolan, there's no way Nolan is killing this guy. I am, like, he's not going to hit 256. Again, I am, like, you really should see the look on my face right now. Like, my face just did that, my face did, Starlight's I'm listening face right there. It's like, oh yeah, there's no way he's going to hit 256. And then it happened. Actually, does Soph have any chance of killing you? No. That's good, because killing you would be bad. But he would get attacked by Hand Axe, 2 other enemies, 12, 10, plus there is the possibility that, I mean, really the only reason I'm worried is just in case the AI decides to start being smart and ends up targeting Jill. Because I can't actually heal her with Laura at this point, because then Laura would be shot by you. I mean, I could rescue with someone. Actually, what the heck am I thinking? Rescuing with the Black Knight has, like, no drawbacks at all. Let's just go ahead and heal Jill. Yes, this is bringing back memories of old times. Jill, you know, having someone else who healed her, someone who ended up supporting with her. Maybe that's actually why. I mean, I know that from a... I almost freaked out for a second there, and then I realized actually Laura's perfectly safe on that spot for some really bizarre reason, unless that guy decides to move one space down. But yeah, that was a weird misclick, but... You know, no way is this guy doubling anyone if they rescue, so... But you might double Tormod if I rescue with, yeah. But, I have an idea. That, take Laura, and then I can safely drop Laura. I'm pretty sure Laura's okay there. So that's good. Oh, and I can also chant. Not that it's really going to affect that much, but yeah. I don't think that's worth it. Both Aran and Jill are Thunder, if you never really noticed that before. And yeah, I'm perfectly fine with leaving it, except I'm actually not, because I need to equip, that. And I guess I can open another chest with Nyla. Unlock Staff. This is kind of a weird staff to be getting with Micaiah's party, because this is of no use to her during Part 3. She doesn't encounter any locks during that time. So this is probably, if you've deployed Ileana in this chapter, this is a good item to give to her to transfer to another party, although I'm pretty sure that the other Part 3 party doesn't encounter any locks either, so really, I'm actually not sure what, like, it's useful in Part 4. I know that it's used in Part 4's speedrun, and they actually, I think they use some pretty intricate maneuvers to transfer it over to... Anyway, that's what I can say there won't be relevant, because it involves spoiling how Part 4 works. So I won't say anything. Okay, I just have to hope the enemies are dumb here and target Vola with Meteor again. I think they are just allured by the maximum damage they can do, and they're not smart enough to realize, yeah, if I targeted Jill with Meteor and hit, then Jill could die to a hand axe. Because I certainly know that, but I'm glad the AI doesn't, hopefully. Okay then, that's interesting. Now, at this point, I kind of don't want Aran to be too awesome, because then a lot of things will be able to attack him. Nice block. Really? Does Aran have some kind of always critical hacking code active or something? What the heck is going on? I don't even know what's happening anymore. I just don't even know what's happening. If he crits now, then he's not even in support range. Okay, finally he didn't crit something. Okay, I freaked out for a second there, but you weren't in range of Micaiah. So, that's good. And once again, you're lured into doing that. Means I need to heal Volod, but he can just stay there being a Meteor Magnet. And you're gonna heal some HP on Soft, which is good. And Renewal. Okay. Let's, okay, good, I actually one-shot you, which means I can finally break this one-use Wind Edge. And I get That's the first cancel he's got all chapter, isn't it? That's kind of weird. Okay, so Edward's doing decently well. He's not gaining as much experience as I hoped he would, but he's going to get plenty of opportunities to get more experience later. And about now is when I like to have Nyla try and use Glare on someone, but I'm not sure if it will be likely to hit. Okay then, what do I do here? Actually, wait, I have Raphael down here. I don't need to worry too much. Okay, good. Thankfully, Jared's authority bonus isn't screwing me over as much as it normally does. I think Jill needs a little bit more, but she'll have plenty of opportunities to gain experience in the first Dawn Brigade chapter during part 3. And yeah, here's where Recover would actually be useful, not quite fully healing you. I'm sorry that I failed to save a Master Seal for you, Laura. I was actually planning on doing that, but yeah, I was kind of dumb. Yeah, let's just Nox you. Because that will hopefully clear space for Jill to get up here and hammer someone else. That sounds weird. And gone. Seriously, what was that rampage Aran went on? I feel like I feel like I just hallucinated that entire thing. Because that was just... I mean, I've never seen anyone get that many low percent criticals in a row before. Fortunately, there's... Actually, wait, there is something I can do. So I think I'm going to just leave the Black Knight back here for reasons, and then I can just have Soft get some cheap experience by bronze knifing this guy, hopefully. Sadly, I can't steal physics staffs like I could in the last game, but that's probably the reason why they made staffs equivocable. And then we can just... I don't really know what else to do with Jonas, so we'll just do that, and then... Raphael's probably fine, even if he gets Meteored. And quadruple chant again. Biorhythm, everyone! Yeah, I have weapon triangle advantage, and I still only have a 57, although the hammer's accuracy is awful, so yeah. That's probably why. In fact, it's probably more... Although I had doubling with the hammer. That's a bit of a dilemma, actually, whether to go for that or not, but... I guess I can try. Well, I got it. Nice. So hopefully Jill will be getting a few more levels. And I could have her drop back down, but I don't think she really needs to. Okay, I need to block off the lower space, definitely. Thankfully, the Black Knight is very good at blocking off spaces, given that he's pretty much unkillable. Volug, I'm fine leaving there as a magnet, and I guess Micaiah will... Yeah, I'm going to have the Black Knight open... Like, here's what I like to do in this chapter. I like to have the Black Knight open this door from behind using the key that is Alondite. Because Alondite is a universal key that can open any door. The door won't be usable afterwards, but it is still a universal key. Yeah, I think it's time for Nolan to climb up there. And his hand axes are looking pretty beat up, but I think he should be okay and use an herb. Nyla's, yeah, she's out of chest key, but Nolan thankfully still has 2. So I can open that one, and yeah, I think I'm fine here. Nyla will just stay back just in case it needs to try and petrify someone later on, which I really want to at least try once, because it's kind of funny. As I said before, Nolan's gonna be okay here, right? I mean, those are just javelins, he should be alright. I mean, they're not New Mystery of the Emblem javelins that have like 3 might or something, so hopefully he's fine. 5, yeah, much, much weaker than a Steel Great Lance. It just shows how strong Steel Great Lances are. And Nolan's actually being awesome here for a change. Again, if you could see the look on my face. I should learn not to jinx things, and nice weapon level up there. Is that? Yeah, that's S in Axes, and I believe there is a Tomahawk available in Part 3, so yeah. And here's another reason why I'm almost positive this is Byron. But watch Nolan hit twice against this guy anyway. Yep! Because logic doesn't exist in this chapter. Nolan hits twice with 50s and misses with 80s. And good. That, I believe, is the last of the reinforcements from down there. Well, that's annoying. I was hoping that you'd suicide into Jill, but should be okay. That was a weird angle for the camera to suddenly flip to. And once again, you're distracted. I think you've only hit one of them against Volug, which is funny. I knew there were actually more axe users from there, so Edward still is useful for getting rid of reinforcements. The lower half of this map has just been Edward's great adventure, hasn't it? Alright, now... They also have Venom axes, and one of them spawned in High Biorhythm. Their stats are actually pretty good. Though I feel like even if Edward gets attacked by both of them, 24 and 26 attacking arrogance is yeah, he's not gonna... I don't think he's gonna die to 2 hits at least, although I could just have him head around here and then jump up the ledge and then... Provided that I have this ledge blocked, which I have people who can do that, and I can safely not use Volug as a magnet anymore, because that guy is gonna die right now. However, I need to make sure that Jill can canter away if she does that. Because I like to leave you guys down there so I can just get you with height bonuses. Still great, Lance. How kind of you. Goodbye. I would have laughed / also cried if that had missed, though. Okay, can you please gain strength this time? I should know not to jinx things. Please gain strength. Are you serious? Jill has never gained strength on any of her levels for this entire playthrough. And she's gained, like, she started at 14, so that's 7 plus 9 levels with no strength and a 45% growth. But anyway, like I said, it's not really the end of the world, though it might be a problem in Part 3. Because there are some pretty decently defensive enemies that she's going to have to fly around the map killing in that one. fact, I may actually had to give Jill Beast Foe, even though I wanted to give it to Nolan in that chapter, just because her strength is so low. Okay, now Jill should definitely be able to... Yeah, if she goes here... Let's just use the well, actually, wait, no. Yeah, let's do that. It's not like the hand axes and any risk of breaking this chapter. So we're almost done here. A little faster than normal. This chapter usually takes me a little over an hour. Of course, I spent about, when I was doing my hard mode playthrough, I know I keep saying that, but I guess I'll say it again. I spent about 2.5 hours-ish on this chapter boss abusing Jarod, because I didn't have Nolan, Edward, and Jill all promoted at this point, so I actually needed to do that. And it took a while. Aha! I actually got to show Stone. So, this guy is now petrified. He can't move, in fact he can't do anything. This guy is stuck as a statue for the rest of this chapter. It will never be cured, and yeah, he's a complete non-threat, even though he still has an attack range listed. No, I can't even lock in his attack range, because yeah, he can't attack at all. So when fighting a petrified enemy, although I'm going to make sure that that's fine. When fighting a petrified enemy, their defense counts as 10 points higher than their stats show. So I would normally be doing 15 damage to this guy, I'm now doing 5. But you do always hit them, at least. And if it's a route map, you will still need to kill them before the chapter is over. I said it back in Nyla's bio, but the main reason to petrify enemies, and it's not really that much of a reason, but it's kind of more of a gimmick than anything, but if you petrify a priest that has a staff that heals them, and Aran's... And for now, I'll just have him do that, and I'll send Soph up there. Let's not do converse, because that would subject you all to the painful supports in this game. Actually, yeah, I'll just have the Black Knight go up here. Let's not have you try and break the door. Tormod's going to be my insurance policy in case Edward is somehow in danger here. Okay, yeah, now I can safely lure in one of you at a time with Edward, and that should mean that he's perfectly safe here. Just need to make sure that Tormod goes away so that the others can't climb up that ledge and attack someone else. Okay, so now these mages are in a position where I can just safely do this. One down, and the other one will soon be down. The question is whether I use Jill or Aran to do it. Well, actually, I guess I probably have to use Jill now. Nope, Yeah, see, this is the problem with Jill not gaining strength. If she had gained strength at least a few times, she would have probably one-shotted this guy. That's you down. And now I can start on this chest. So, this chest is... the booby prize, as I like to call it. So, yeah, that's a complete dud. Also, like I said, the Black Knight can now use his universal key. How nice of him opening the door for a lady. Anyway, now we're gonna go up there. Can't exactly do that much regarding everyone else. I mean, I could just have refresh the Black Knight and have him kill Jarod, but I'm gonna do that with battle saves, don't worry, because the Black Knight has an amazing boss conversation against Jarod, but... Or yeah, I'll refresh Jill. Let's do that. And now, Raphael's relatively useless transfer. I probably should have refreshed Soph and got the other chest, but I'm not getting the other chest over here until next turn anyway, so I can actually start fighting Jarod now. Guess I can use this hand axe. Also, once I do this, we'll get to hear one of the best boss themes in this game. He didn't have this in the last chapter, but he does now. Good luck with that. So that boss theme is called Stalking Menace. It's used for some of the, it's used for a couple of the final part bosses. So, in this case, Jared gets it. There are actually only 2 bosses in the game that get that theme, but it's a really great song. I've listened to that a lot in my own time, because you don't really get to hear it all that much in the game itself. Now, as you can see, because Jared heals every turn from that space, he is very easy to boss abuse. And if you're playing on hard mode, it might not be a bad idea, because, like I said, you really want Nolan and Jill at the very least promoted before the end of part 1, even if you don't plan on training them. And if you're on a lower difficulty, having other people promoted is useful there too. Please tell me that Jill has another hand axe. Good. So a funny story about this fight. On hard mode, this is a great example of why Biorhythm sucks in that mode. So on my hard mode playthrough, I was boss abusing Jill against Jarod, because I just needed to get her a few more levels. And basically, hit rates ranged from like 80-30 my way to 80-30 his way, depending on how our biorhythms were. So that should show you just how annoying biorhythm can be on hard mode. Once again, logic, 80 misses, but I hit with much lower earlier. I'll just leave Jill here, because Jill only needs one more hit before she'll level up, and then I'll stop doing that. Let's grab this chest, and then I'll grab Jarod's thing. Parity! Okay, this is actually a skill that is much more useful in Radiant Dawn than it is in Path of Radiance, so let me discuss that. I'll be sure to discuss that. You know what? I need to heal Edward now, because if I don't, Edward will likely die to poison if he gets hit, so don't want to do that. I may have actually had someone die to poison in an earlier attempt at this, so obviously I'm going to avoid that happening this time. Let's grab this chest. Vantage. So, 2 skills. Both alike indeed, no. 2 skills, one of which is a lot better than it was in Path of Radiance, another of which is a lot worse than it was in Path of Radiance. So, Vantage, I guess I can explain that first, because Vantage is a little more obvious in how it got changed. Vantage is no longer a guaranteed effect. In Radiant Dawn, Vantage is speed %, which makes the Vantage Wrath combo a lot less useful. In fact, I wouldn't recommend using it. It's very unreliable now. So that's a shame. Parity, though, still works the exact same way it did in Path of Radiance. It cancels the effects of terrain, support bonuses, and skills for both sides. I think it also cancels map affinity in this game, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. So, in Path of Radiance, parity was pretty much useless because most enemies didn't have very strong skills, and you were giving up your own support bonuses and also terrain. Like, there wasn't much very strong terrain effects in Path of Radiance either. So overall, parity was just not that useful. But in Radiant Dawn, it's actually amazing because, firstly, parity now works like Gamble in that you choose whether or not to use it whenever you attack. So if you want to keep your support and terrain bonuses, you just don't use parity. Holy crap, wow. Jill has been getting more strength through than Lachesis in my Fire Emblem 4 playthrough. That is absolutely ridiculous. I really wish I'd saved the energy drop for her. But anyway, so that's the first way in which parity is improved. But the second way in which parity is improved is that now... We need to have... I almost called it racing again. Is that not only are there much more dangerous skills on late-game bosses in this one, like in Path of Radiance, so few enemies had skills, and the few enemies that did have dangerous skills, you couldn't even use skill negation on anyway, like the Black Knight, so it didn't really matter. But in this game, there are some late-game bosses with some extremely dangerous skills that you absolutely want to cancel the effects of. And Nile is pretty expensive in terms of capacity, and there isn't much of it, so parity works great as a Nile Light. But the other thing that's really great about parity is that in endgame, we'll be encountering some terrain that gives things like plus 10 defense or resistance. So negating that makes a really huge deal to your damage, and in fact, it can make parity even better than Nile in some cases. So yeah, those are the reasons why parity is a much, much better skill in this game. Okay, well, at least, Nolan won't be killing you. Because I really want to show some special boss dialogue. But now I actually want you to use your, concoction. Forgot about resolve. Well, I mean, admittedly I didn't. I just didn't expect you to hit, because what is logic in this chapter? Again. Okay, you're going to come up here, because I want you to at least attack Jarod once. And just push yourself over the edge of a level up. So this is like mild boss abuse, I guess. Nothing particularly major. Once I get Edward and Nolan one level up, I mean, Aran is... I don't think he'll be leveling up out of this. I can check, but he probably won't be. It'll take him a while to level up out of that. So, yeah, I'm going to be... I can't shove you because your space in front of you is occupied. But what I can do is I can move you up here, equip a... Yeah, I actually need to equip Wind Edge because you need 2 experience rather than just 1. And what's your crit rate like against Edward? Yeah, Edward's got more luck than that, that's fine. So let's just push you. Another use of shoving, getting people in range of bosses. And although Jarod is almost certainly going to be using his concoction, in fact, I probably shouldn't have done that with Edward. He's probably going to use his concoction. In case he doesn't, I'm going to battle save here. And the reason why I'm battle saving is, like, a lot of people have wondered why I haven't used battle saves before. I kind of frown on using battle saves during playthroughs. And yeah, he used them. No, he didn't. Okay. He seriously went for the attack? Okay, then. Okay, you're an idiot. Granted, he kind of wants to die, but still. Don't worry, I will be showing the special boss conversations thanks to that battle save. So yeah, what I am going to be using battle saves for in this playthrough is showing special boss conversations. That was pretty decent. So, those are Jarod's ominous last words. And yeah, I think I will just finish this now, even though Micaiah and Soph never got to fight him. But I will be showing their special boss dialogue with battle saves. There is one special boss conversation that I won't be able to show, and that's Jarod versus non-wolf Lagoos, I believe. So that's Mori Morvika. Because he has a special quote against the wolves. And he also has a special quote against Raphael, but I don't know if he intentionally attacks Raphael or not. Guess I'll have to find out with the battle save. And with that, actually, wait, let's start with Micaiah. Take one last look at the Dawn Brigade, because we won't be seeing them again for a while. Wait a minute. You. Trade Speedwing. Now. I don't care too much about the unlock staff, but that Speedwing, if that's on Nyla won't really be playable during Part 3, so yeah, I'm glad that I swapped that out. Also, if the Black Knight obtain any items at all, make sure you trade them off of him, because... yeah, you won't want him with... although you will get another chance relatively soon, but Nyla will not be playable during Part 3, so I'm glad that I realized that. Yeah, let's just trade that Speedwing off of you. I could use that now, but I might save that until Part 3, so... let's finish this. We actually get a special shot here of Micaiah with her full portrait on the map screen.